What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You know what time it is. It's Trill time where I'm King back at you with another video. And today's video is going to be about buyer's remorse. So, y'all heard the phrase survivor's remorse? This is like the opposite of survivor's remorse. Buyer's remorse is, you guys go out here and people buy and say, oh, when I get this new house, or when I get this new car, I get this new furniture, this new shirt, tennis shoes, clothes, I get this new jewelry, they think that that is going to solve all of their problems, right? That's why it's called buyer's remorse. So people buy new cars and new houses, and they were fine. They were just fine in the houses and the cars that they were driving and the clothes that they had, they were fine with. But they saw it and they want to impress all these other people, and they go out here and buy it, and you know something? They're still not happy. They get a house and they're not happy because people are looking for happiness in things, right? And you're looking for happiness and you're like, oh, I hope this new pair of shoes brings me happiness, and you get it and it doesn't bring you any happiness because that's not where happiness comes from. And that's the problem with a lot of people at this very moment, where a lot of people are going out here and they're buying things and they're sitting there hoping that these things are going to bring them this happiness, and they get them and they bring them 0% happiness. They get them and then they're like, the problem, whatever problem that they had is still there. So you cannot run from those problems. So I'm gonna give you a tip on what I do, right? Because even me, from time to time, where I feel like I would want to buy something. Like, if you know me, like me personally, I love shoes. I love shoes. And I love shoes because growing up, I was raised by a single mother. She raised 5 kids by herself. And so in high school, even just in school in general, I was not able to, always get everything that I wanted, like shoes wise. So there would be times where we would just have one pair of shoes for the whole school year, and there's other kids at school and they get 5-10 pairs of shoes. They get every new pair of shoes that came out, and they and then they would make you feel bad for not having them, and they would talk about your shoes, and you try to keep your shoes in good condition, and like that that does something to you growing up. And so now I'm the type of person, like, I work hard, I can afford to go buy as many pairs of shoes as I want. And so I have a good amount of good amount of pairs of shoes, but it still doesn't really bring me that much happiness. And that's because happiness really comes from within. And so I'm gonna show you guys something, because you guys have saw the phrase online where somebody says, where'd you find that jar of happiness? So I'm gonna show you a jar of happiness. I'm gonna show you what a jar of happiness looks like, right? This right here is a jar. But what's inside the jar is what's important. It's not really, you're looking at like, what is it, right? So in this jar, I had wrote down different things for myself to, to make me happy or encourage me throughout the day, right? So this one is the smile, every day you're one step closer, right? This is what a jar of happiness is going to look like. Not, filled up with millions of dollars and all of these things. Remember why you started. Treat yourself. These are just a few examples of what a jar of happiness, because you should go out here and you should get a jar and you should write down the things that you're grateful for, and write down things that are important to you, instead of worrying about all this, worrying about, oh, I need this big TV to impress all these people, I need this G-Wagon Benz to impress some more people, and I need this big old house even though it's just me. What do you know what I mean? Look at these celebrities, right? They're the biggest example of people who go out here and they got millions of dollars. They got all this they Gucci down to the socks, the drawers, and everything, right? They're the most miserable people you ever meet in your life. A lot of them, right? You know why they're unhappy? They're unhappy because they're choosing to put their money into things that don't matter, right? Everybody sits there and thinks that like clothes and jewelry and all this stuff like makes a person, But what actually would make you more happy is maybe sending somebody whose goal is, you know, it's not my goal to go to college, but maybe there's other people whose goal it is to go back to college or to go through college, and paying off their student loans, or, you know, helping them, or putting them into a position to succeed, giving them a shout out to help their small business out, maybe mentoring them, offering up some tips. Those things will bring them more fulfillment than anything that they could ever buy, you know. And so that's why it's important for you to try to give back in any way possible. But and that's why I tell you guys, it's not, you could have as many pairs of shoes, and you can have as many, you know, as many cars as you want, and that the biggest house on the neighborhood in the block, and it won't mean anything if you don't create your own happiness. You have to find out what makes you happy, and stop going out here and buying things and thinking that these things are going to make you happy. That's why the video is titled Buyer's Remorse, because you guys are buying these things and you're driving around in that fucking new car unhappy. You're sitting in that new house unhappy, right? This is what you asked for. You was asking for it and you got it, and you're still unhappy, right? Why? Why are you unhappy? This is everything you asked for. You was praying for a man. You got the man. Oh, it wasn't what you thought it was gonna be, right? Careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. Be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. And so that's why it's important for you guys to go out here and find and create your own happiness, because these things are not going to bring you happiness. And if they do bring you a little bit of happiness, it's short-lived. It's not the happiness of, you know, it's not the happiness and the fulfillment of knowing that maybe you gave somebody their last meal for the next 3 days, or, you know, you really made a difference in the community. You started a program to help at-risk youth. Those things are going to bring you so much more fulfillment in life than anything that you could ever buy. And so I want you guys to go out here and, you know, reevaluate how you're spending your money and what you're spending. Do you really need that bigger house, or do you really need that newer car? Do you really need those shoes and the jewelry? Or are you buying these things because you're trying to impress other people, and you think that those things are going to bring you happiness, because they're not? And so that's why you guys need to reevaluate what you're spending your money on. And if you think that those things are going to bring you happiness, you're wrong. I promise you, you're wrong. Because there's nothing like seeing kids smile and knowing that you made a difference in their life, and you could have stopped them from being on the path of being a hellraiser or running the streets, and now they're on the path of, you know, being a respectable young adult in this world. So I want you guys to go out here and just be more conscious of the things that you're buying and what you're spending your money on, and ask yourself, do you really need it, or are you buying it just because you want to impress some other people? Because look, you know, getting back to the story about the shoes, I'm an adult and I still miss out on shoes. I got the money. The money's not the problem. I don't always have time to go to the store. I'm not standing in line for a ticket. What do I look like? You know what I mean? And so this, you know what? Used to sit there and think like, oh man, if I don't have those shoes, man, and then you don't get the shoes, you know what? Life kept moving. The world never stopped, right? Life went on. I didn't get the shoes, and I didn't think twice about it. So, you know, those things are not the end all be all. And I'll remember, you know, go out here and create your own happiness, whatever that may be. And you guys should go out there and get a jar and fill it up with quotes, you know, and just, you know, every day you wake up, you know, you read and you say, wow, I'm grateful I woke up another day. You know, I'm grateful I'm in good health, you know. I'm grateful for this. Instead of waking up and looking at other people who have, you know, a bigger house or a bigger car and all these things, and you say, man, I really wish I had that. You don't want the problems that come with that. Those people are miserable, and it just looks like they're winning. So I just want to leave you guys with that buyer's remorse. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.